Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing on today? The video started way before I even got started. How's everybody doing on today? It's been a while since I made a video. Y'all forgive me. I do have a lot of things going on that I have on the back burner. But I wanted to stop in and I want to talk about something that has really vexed me, really, really, really bad. Early this morning I was reading a story about a young father. And this young father had two children, and he and the mother of the children were no longer together. But the young man was, staying at a friend's house. But at the house that he was staying at wouldn't allow him, to stay over with his children. And of course, the mother of the children would not allow him or the children to stay at her house while he was spending time with his children. What I'm about to say, some of you may not agree, some of you may even be angry, but at this point I don't care. And I say that because there's so many hurting young men out here walking our streets in our community. Why? Because we have women that are angry, who are bitter because the relationship no longer exists, or the relationship is no longer valid. And I want to speak to the mothers on today. I want to talk mother to mother. Okay? And what I'm saying is I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not downing you. I'm encouraging you only because our children matter. We say we love our children, but we put our children in certain situations that they don't even deserve to be in. Because we are being selfish and we're thinking about ourselves because the relationship that we were in, the marriage that we were in, didn't work out. It is not the child or the children's fault as to why the relationship failed. It's the two adults who were in the relationship who has to blame one another. Because it's never one person, it's always two to make a relationship fail. And of course, you don't want to hear that. But I'm speaking today from a place of concern. I'm speaking today from the bottom of my heart because I see and I interact with so many young men that are hurting on the inside. They don't have a safe place where they can go and talk to someone about whatever it is that they're going through. Now, this young man that I was referring to earlier, he was going through, he was spending time with his children. And then because he didn't have a stable place to reside in, he and his children were sleeping outside. So one of the children ended up having a lot of mosquito bites on their body. And so the young man opened up his social media site to see that the woman was bashing him on his social site, saying that he's a bad father, and I don't know what all else that she was saying, but in this post that I was reading, this is what was said. And so after he read the message of the post and then seeing that other people was commenting on it, he felt really bad to the point where he took his life, bad to the point where he no longer felt that he was worthy enough to be walking on this earth. And he left a heartfelt message to both of his children, telling them that he loved them with all of his heart. I'm saying this to say this, women, mothers, no matter how hurt we are from a relationship, no matter how you want to get back at that man because he did you wrong, never bring your children in the midst of that situation. Because at the end of the day, the children are the one who's going to be hurting. At the end of the day, the children are the one who's going to end up in dysfunctional relationships, going to end up messed up, don't know how to process their emotions, don't know how to share their emotions, don't know how to communicate properly because they were in a place or put into a position that they did not need to be in. We have to stop using our children as pawns because we're trying to get back at this man. There's a lot of men that I used to work with at the prison that actually went through this certain situation. And to see all this to unfold, me, when I had my children, they were young, I never stopped their fathers from spending time with with their children. I push them. I try to push them on them, but I can't make no man take their children. But what I'm saying to you, mothers, we have to stop using our children as pawns to get back at the man that hurt us. We have to stop using our children as pawns because we think that revenge is going to hurt them by the kids. Yes, it's going to hurt them because you know he loves his children. But you're hurting your child, and you say and you claim that you love your children, but yet you're hurting them. You're using them as pawns. They're not a checkmate. They're not a checker. They're not a king or a queen on a board game. These are children who have feelings, who hurt, who depend upon you and their fathers to take care of them and make sure that their mental and their emotional and their physical state is well. But because we're in a hurt place, we're hurting our children. And as they say, hurt people hurt people. But look, you're putting your kids in harm's way. Now these children of this young man no longer have their father. Why? Because we as women use our tongues to cut our men, to cut them to their bone, to as where they feel like they are less than a man. I get it being hurt. I was there. I get it wanting to do revenge, but I never used my children as a revenge tactic. I never used them. I did it revenge on something that I was trying to get back at them, but not using my children. But I see so many young girls using their children to get back at the man because they're no longer with them, they cheated on them, or whatever the situation may be. We have to get to a point to stop using our kids as pawns. Our kids are not objects. Our kids is not property. They're our children. The Lord loaned them to us for us to protect and to love them. But instead of doing that, you're using them and you're abusing them and you're using them as pawns to a game. I understand the hurt. I understand the pain. Why? Because I was once there. But again, I never used my children or my child to get back at their father. You have women who are using their children to get back at these men. These men have feelings just as much as you do. If they never put their hands upon you, if they never abuse their child, why are you keeping your kids away from their father? Because you're being selfish. You're using your kids to be a get-back game. Our kids are not games. Our kids have hearts. Think about our children. And better yet, think about who you lay with or lay down with before having a child. So I want you guys to think about what was said on today. And this doesn't make you a bad person, but I need you to think about what it is that we're doing and the harm that we're causing our children. We are causing harm to our children that when they become grown adults, then they don't know how to be in a relationship properly. They don't know how to share their love and to show their emotions properly. They're screwed up in the mind because why? Because their mothers and their parents use them as pawns in their adult game. We have to understand that the children did not ask to be brought into this world. We did it. We brought them into this world. We decided to partake in a game that produced a child, and now our children are here. We're supposed to care for our children. We're supposed to nurture our children. We're supposed to love our children. We're supposed to protect our children. But instead of doing those things, we are hurting our children. We are damaging our children. Our men deserve to be loved just as much as we want to be loved, ladies. Our men, sometimes they're human, they make mistakes. I'm not validating the mistakes that they made, but what I'm saying is they made their mistake, whatever it is that they've done or committed and hurt you, make them pay for it. Don't make your children pay for it. And better yet, don't make them pay for it. Just pray about it. Take them to the Lord and let the Lord work it out. Let the Lord fix it. But because we are hurting and we're in a hurt place, we bring our children into a hurtful situation. We put our children into a place that they did not even ask to be brought into. Stop hurting our children. Stop hurting our men. If you know that this man or their father loves them and will never do anything to harm or hurt them, why are you using your children as bait and to to dangle them over their father's head, because if they don't do what you want them to do, then they can't see their child. If you don't give me extra money, you can't see your child. Let alone they're paying child support and they're trying to be in their children's life, but because you're angry and because you're bitter, you're preventing them to spend time with their children. I've seen so many women do this to these men, to the fathers of their children. I've seen it. And it's still going on, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse to the point of where we're bashing the men on social media because we're angry and we're bitter. Stop being selfish. Put your children first before you put yourself first and your emotions first. Deal with your emotions, yes. But don't use your child as a pawn. They are not a piece to a game. If the fathers are fighting and wanting to be in their children's life, allow them. Again, if they're not abusive to their children, they've never hurt and harmed their child, why are you hurting them like this? Not only that, if it's that bad where you don't want to see their face, you can't stand the sight of them, allow somebody to become the mediator. There's a mother, there's a sister, there's an auntie, there's a cousin, there's a friend. Allow that person to be the mediator, the come-to person. I don't want to talk to him, he don't want to talk to me. Good. Now we have this mediator. The mediator to mediate the situation. Whatever you have to say, tell the mediator can relate the information, vice versa. And then when it's time for the child to be dropped off, drop them off in the public place. Go to a local store, parking lot. Go to a local police station and have them dropped off to their parent, their father. If it's that bad, moms, don't penalize your child because you're angry and you're hurt. Don't penalize your child. Allow them to still be a part of their father's life. Allow the father to still be a part of the child's life, because the child needs both the mother and the father, not just us. And no, we as women, we cannot teach our young men how to be men. There's certain things as mothers we cannot teach our young boys. There's things that men go through and deal with we can't teach our young boys. We can share with them, but we can't teach them. We can let them know that we're there for them, but we can't really teach them how to walk in the shoes of a man. Why? Because we're not a man. We can't teach our boys how to walk and how to be a man and how to deal with certain situations that men deal with. We can share opinions of what a mother and what a woman thinks, but again, we cannot teach our young men how to be men where they can walk through certain situations to deal with that they deal with as on a man's side. And I'm not knocking any single mother, because I was a single mom. I did the best that I could with my boys, but could I teach them how to be a man? No. I can only teach them so much. So don't rob your child of a relationship with their father because you're angry and you're hurting. If it's that bad, get a mediator. But never use your child as a pawn, as a game piece to a game that you're playing with their father because you're hurting. I love y'all, sisters. We got this, sisters. Peace.